Everybody in the universe out there, we are live and streaming. We're just shooting shit and goofing off. I figured I'd click on the button. I just hit the button just now. So we are now live and streaming, and we're just, we're shooting the shit because there's nobody listening to us anyway right now.
That's cool.
Well, I can see if there's anybody in there, so I just I'll just turn it on, and then we can go yippity yappity yippity yap. What the hell are we doing today? I have no idea. I've been so damn busy. I haven't had
Eric and I were talking about there's so much buzz about season 2 of Fallout show.
Oh,
and
okay.
That,
we can review.
The fact that we have gotten, they got approved for a 3rd season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and we saw some teaser stuff, like a little teaser trailer kind of thing.
I kind of half-assed saw something. Yeah. So, I mean,
there was a thing that they did for. No, I know I'm not eating cake fast. If you can relax. There was a thing that they did for Amazon corporate meeting or whatever, and they had like a little Rockettes esque Vegas dance hall girl esque little number, and then the 3 main characters came out dressed in Santa hats to announce the season 2 was dropping in December. But that was about it because they just they were there to introduce the whatever corporate guy was going to speak next. We got that. And then there's some snippets somewhere. I haven't seen them all, but I've seen a lot of pictures of Cooper Howard doing commercial spots for like Nuka-Cola.
Yeah, there was a video for that.
And Nuka-Cola and some other stuff. Wait, quit trying to eat my cake right off my plate. You cannot have
Jess had posted a video on Blue Sky that had the full video of those commercials.
Oh,
he said something like
I'll have to look for it.
Something about sunscreen. He's like, wait, we're like, why would people hundreds of feet underground need sunscreen? And they're like, just figure it out, make it work. And he's like, yeah, even though you're underground, you're not safe from the UV rays.
Right.
And then afterward, he's like,
they have artificial sun, right? I mean, that's like, what Lucy grew up with, artificial sun.
This is just lotion, right? It doesn't actually work.
They the look that he made, the face that he made when he drank the Nuka-Cola was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was like...
Yeah, there were a lot of products within like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. It was great.
And Amy Acker's going to be his assistant.
Well, let's go ahead and get this going because we're getting some content and we're not even sharing it.
Right.
Boop. Let's see. Where am I? Sorry, Maverick. If you're going to show up on time, I'm sorry. I'm going to start early.
Never shows up on time.
Yeah, Anyway.
Recording in progress.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. Today, I'm your host, Jaxus. Say hello to Dawn and, Sulior, even though it says Eric G down there. Say hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Normally Maverick would be the one giving all this wonderful spiel, but I started early and I'm impatient because I want to be able to get off here at a decent amount of time and go do other things because I got stuff I have to take care of so the world doesn't burn down to a crisp. Anyway, if you guys want to come and send us a message, you can come to our Twitter, our X, our Twix, our Twax, and you can put in Fallout RTB, or you can send us an email at followrtb@gmail.com. You can also find us anywhere that podcasts are like broadcasted anywhere because we're everywhere. We're also on YouTube. If you just type in the Fallout Roundtable, you can find us there on your little scrolly dilly whopper. We don't put any spaces in between because if we put spaces in between, you end up seeing something that has anything to do with like, I don't know, King Arthur and the Round Table and stuff like that. So we just kind of smashed everything together. So it's the Fallout Roundtable. Yeah. Just don't put any spaces and you're likely to find us faster that way. Also, please write us a nice little note, saying that we're cool and stuff, and give us like 5 stars on whatever the hell it is you're listening to or watching on, so that we can get our footprint bigger and bigger and bigger, so that we can, have a big old mud pole instead of a little one. All right. Today we're kind of just reviewing the season 2 of the Fallout TV show and whatever the hell else comes to mind. Because that's we're shooting from the hip here, baby. Yeah. And Sulier's face is
I'm alive.
exploding right now. He silenced that, so you didn't have to hear it, but it was still quite funny to watch. I wasn't sure if he was choking on food at first.
Choking
but,
on something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, it's probably a fur ball. I mean, he loves his animals, so, that could be the case. Anyway, so, look at that. We got ourselves a glass of wine. It is birthday day. That's right.
Yes.
One of Dawn's spawns has...
Dawn spawns.
I think we're also going to talk about the Big Bloom event.
The Bloom
He's
event.
coming. He's going to come with me to the New Vegas event.
That will be awesome.
Oh, cool.
His birthday. Yeah, because he'll be 21. Well, he is 21 now.
Yeah, hello. You brought him under the earth. Yeah. Anyway, you should know.
I'm gonna bring him. That's his birthday trip, but we're gonna bring him this year. He'll love it because everything I saw, I was like, oh my gosh, he would die to be here. So he's very excited.
It's a fun event altogether.
He's already thinking what his cosplay is gonna be. So.
Oh yeah. I keep thinking about changing things up a little bit, and then I procrastinate because I've got this incredibly huge itinerary that I gotta go through on a daily that makes me have zero time or existence, and my eyes twitching because I don't sleep. Anyway,
yeah, I gotta work all weekend too.
So, what's the deal with season 2? What do we got going on? I mean, I did see kind of a little teaser.
Let's talk about the Big Balloon first. Let's talk about the game first.
Oh, okay.
So there's a new event. This is the second week of this new event called the Big Bloom that's been running, and it's pretty. I'd say it's probably one of my favorite events. You definitely
it's
have
a
to
lot
have,
of fun.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a lot of people there. It's not something you can probably solo. I think it'd be kind of difficult. There's a new location on the bottom right of the map. It's kind of like next to.
It's like the top left corner of the name on the map.
Yeah. Top left corner of that. So it's kind of like it's very close to Skyline Valley, but not quite there. Although, if you leave the house and you walk down the hill, you'll cross one of the streams in the new area for Skyline Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about building a little cabin down there because that'd be cute. But so Black Eye Susan is this woman who lives in this cabin, and I don't know if you guys have noticed in the game lately that there's these new wildflowers that are popping up random places. There's some in Charleston, and I forget where all they are. There's some up in Sutton, next to the lake bed. There's a big patch of them. They're all over the place. There's patches of wildflowers. Well, she's got wildflowers all around her cabin. And during the event, you need to pick flowers and put them in her basket because she needs them. I don't even know what for she needs them, but you pick all these flowers and you put them in her basket, and they're all growing out in the garden. They're not the ones you see that you can pick. They're different ones that pop up for the event.
Yeah,
and
they're
you
not
can tell where they are because they got little stars on them so that you know where to get them. And it's a timed event on you have to get 30 of each of 3 flowers.
Oof.
To put in this basket. Now, the fun thing is that for some reason, this woman's got landmines all over the place.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Those things are impossible to see.
They don't hurt. Yeah. I mean, they don't hurt.
Oh my God. I've died from them. But
do you? I don't. I don't know
well,
why.
Because the whole time you're dodging these landmines, which are
I wonder what I have that's keeping me from dying from the landmines.
Is there an option in the game for show all objects?
I don't think so.
Show all objects. What do you mean?
So, in some games, you can type. There's an option there's a thing in the options where it goes show all objects, and if you do that, it'll actually put the name.
Oh,
of
you
all
mean
the
where you would
objects
see
in the general area?
No, you would.
That way you can.
You can't see the landmines until you're on them.
Yeah.
No, I did. Yeah,
sometimes
I normally don't.
And I'm starting to learn where they are too.
Yeah.
I'm don't walk straight up the path of the flower. Walk around the path. Because you got to pick these flowers, and there's always landmines nearby. What irritates me is that they bounce you. So I've not been hurt by them. Maybe it's because I use vampire weapons that I'm not noticing that the landmines are hurting me.
Yeah,
I've never died in this event, but probably because of my vampire.
I'm just picturing you guys going,
Well, it's not just the landmines.
It's funny because I do see a lot. So the other thing that you can do is she's got a basket full of what is it, like Molotovs or something on her roof. And you can go up there and you can grab those and you can use those to fight the new enemies. So the new enemies, one's not really new. It's the overgrown from Atlantic City, from that expedition.
Yeah.
But now they're cutesy. They have flowers on them. And then you
same
have
with the honeybeasts.
Yeah, the honeybeasts are all covered with flowers. They're so cute.
They're called Beel's babies.
Beelzebub. Because Beelzebub is the big bad boss that you have to fight. So you have to fight off these overgrown while you're trying to gather flowers. So once you've gathered all the flowers, then you got to set 25 overgrown on fire. And this is where I noticed the lag a lot, because I know that we have probably set on fire like 40, but it'll still say like 6 of 25.
So you might want to reset your particle limits.
I mean, it's just there's some lag at the event. There's some lag.
I
mean, it was funny because like tonight, there was like a little star off to the side, and I was like, "There's no flower over there. Where's that star coming from?" Well, that was the one that said, "Put the flowers in the basket," and I'm like, "The basket's over there." So I mean, it's
puts the lotion in the basket. It puts the lotion.
But I think it has to do with the fact that you've got
got
probably around 15 to 20 people running around doing this event at the same time. Like the entire server could be there, and some people are AFKing, and who cares? And then but most people are doing things.
Sounds like a good community thing to have some fun with, though.
It is. It's kind of like Flash Night, but I think it's just because like this is new and different, so we're all kind of excited about it. And and they added a couple little things, but the plans are fun if you're a camp builder, of course. You get like little pots of flowers, and they can grow, and then you can get like different pots where you can put your flowers in them. You use these flowers to make flower crowns, or you can make. Well, there's 3 main flowers.
There's a suit and a dress, too.
Yeah, you use those 3 flowers to make hybrid flowers to make different crowns. There's like, 10 or 12 crowns?
Something like that, yeah.
Is there any benefits? Like, I mean, any buffs or anything that come with anything?
No buffs. No, there's no buffs. It's just for fun. It's just something different. They added a dress and a suit, and you can't make those without tons of flowers to make the... I ended up buying the dress from a friend for like 3,000 caps, and I was like, worth it, because it's so much time to gather all the flowers, because the only way you can really do it is if you are lucky enough to have the 3 pots of flowers plans, or somebody builds them in your camp for you, and then you use a turbo fertilizer and you just spam it because you can only get 1 flower at a time.
Super shit.
Yeah,
I mean, you can add like Super Duper, Green Thumb. You can add Green Thumb. You can use a Backwoodsman's 4 magazine. Forget what else. Oh, there's a drink, like there's a tea that you get from the event.
Green tea.
And it doubles your outcome.
Radiate green tea.
You can get to where you can get like 4 flowers at a time, but still, it's a lot, because then you got to take those flowers, make hybrid flowers. So then you can use the hybrid flowers to make the dress or the suit or whatever. So I mean, for 3,000 caps, I was like, yeah, I'll just buy it, because it's a lot of not having to worry about it. And it's the cutest dress in the game right now, I think.
Well,
I have a great fondness for a couple of the different outfits. This one is definitely one.
That suit was it the overalls or was it the suit that Renee posted? That was
there's
great.
An apron, like gardening apron. You can get a trowel skin for a knife, which looks kind of cool. You run around holding your shovel with your little gardener apron on. There's a hat with a little flower on it. It is really cute. And then all the different crowns. You can get ceramic pots that are filled with dirt that you can put flowers in at your camp. What else?
I think the scoreboard has some nice garden like plots too.
Yeah, it has garden plots. I don't know can you grow those in the garden? The flowers, can you like plop them in a garden plot? I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Need to update,
because it's weird. Like the pots for the ones that you use for the suits and everything, those are under food for whatever reason.
Yeah, they're under food because you have. Well, I think the reason why is because when you plant food, you have to have like the corn to plant the corn. Well, you have to have the flour to plant the pot. So I think that's why it's there.
And
there's a honey beast rear end display that you can
the tube,
the flowers in like a vase. Kind of funny. Oh, and you can get a honey beast tube. I have not seen that anywhere. I don't know if anybody.
I got the tube for one of my characters,
Did
and
you?
but I haven't built it yet. I'm trying to get the suit for that one because I haven't gotten that yet.
I just got the suit today, but I think I bought it from somebody from like 10 Caps. I was like, heck yeah.
Hello, everybody out there in streamer land. I see there's some people in the room there. Nobody's typed yet, but
I minimized so I could look at my plans.
It just shows that there's like 4 people in there, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, cool. I'll say hi.
So, it's a really fun event. I enjoy it. It's a top of hour every hour, like it is. It's done in like what 10 minutes. I don't think it ever goes past 15. Most people don't even let the clock run down.
What's the respawn time?
It's
at the top of the hour.
It's every hour, top of every hour, just like all the other big events like Mothman and Fashnot and Vaders, stuff like that. So top of every hour. So you just go do something else in between. Which today I actually did the ghoul quest, but I opted to not become a ghoul, so it was rather short for me because.
So if you choose not to be a ghoul, it's a quick and one and done kind of thing.
Basically, because really all you have to do once you find her and you speak to her, she sends you out to get glowing ore, and then you come back and it's like, do you want to do this? And I'm like, no, I don't think so, because I was like, I could do it and then just go back to being human, but then I was like, I don't want to just screw up her features, and then I'm gonna have to spend like 5 hours trying to put her face back together the way I like it, So I said no, not right now, but I can always go back and tell her I changed my mind. I want to be immortal.
Rando Wasteland says that
just that way, so I can see the rest of it.
She says some of the craziest shit if you just stay there and listen to her.
Are you talking about, what was her name again?
Susan.
Susan is crazy.
Yeah.
Susan is crazy.
Black-eyed Susan? Yeah.
Black-eyed Susan is certifiable. Yes.
Yeah,
she does say some
she
crazy
just says
things.
some of the craziest shit
and
about,
if you
like,
talk to her,
ex-husband.
she makes some quip about something, and then she's like, oh, no, not her. I buried her years ago. She used to be a raider. So there's that.
Yeah.
But then she does talk about, and if you look, she uses a missile launcher to fight the if they get too close to her house, she'll whip out her missile launcher and start shooting.
She just got this random missile launcher on hand.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, she's different. She's different.
And she says a lot of stuff about her ex-husband too.
I think he's buried out there too, to be honest.
Probably. She denies it, but he probably is.
Hanging out with Rose too much. That's what it is.
I don't think I have Candy Kill yet. Oh, I don't have that.
Candy Kill?
Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't have the plan on. I was playing Colleen tonight. I think I have it. I think Mags is the only one who has I think she's got almost all of them.
Mags is the one with the antlers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Mags. He's so good. And I was playing with some of my Women of the Wasteland people one night, and we were, this one girl who had all the flower pot plants, because I didn't have any on her. She was building them in everybody's camp for them, and then dropping them 25 turbo ferts so that we could just So nice. I was able to make a couple things for her because I needed all those, crazy hybrid flowers and stuff. But that was pretty fun. But on Colleen, I haven't hooked up with anybody to be able to get things built at my camp, but she did get the 3 plans, but I don't have the budget she does own a turbofert, but I don't have the budget to make one. So I was just whatever, it's another day problem.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Maverick, thanks for joining us. We are talking about, what's it called again?
The Big Bloom event.
The Big Bloom event.
Big Bloom event. I was just updating.
Yeah.
There's a nice little list that Duchess Flame put out, where of all the different. Sorry, you can't see it.
No, it just looks looks like a phone.
It's all the stuff, and she does it. Well, I made 3 copies of it so that I could mark each character's. What they got, what they need. But I've been spending a lot of time going to people's vendors and seeing, what kind of plans they're putting in already. And I've been pretty lucky with some. And even gotten some older stuff too.
Since they're new, people are charging up the ass for it a little bit.
I've actually, okay, so I guess that's if you go to a WOTW camp, the Women of the Wasteland, WOTW. We usually put it on our camps. I think that's the only people on the internet that do not like overcharge, because I got my every plan I bought's been between 10 and 50 caps, and I think I paid 100 for something, and then I paid the 3,000 for the dress because it was done. You know, all that work was already done, so I was like, worth it. But yeah, I think we tend to be very generous with our plan pricing.
I
haven't sold any of my extras yet because I usually go onto a private server and pass them on to my other characters and then sell whatever's left over. I do, because I mean, especially if I get crazy and if I play really heavily on one character and then it's like, oh, I didn't even use mags this time, so she'll have nothing. Like Fashnat, I think I didn't use her at all at Fashnat, I think. So all the excess had to go down to her because it made sense because she has the Fashnat camp, and then I'm like, well, she has to have the masks because she displays them. So, I was able to buy. What did I buy? I bought a jackalope, not a glowing, but a jackalope for like 500 caps, I think, the other day. I was amazed because it was the only one that I wanted.
I'm surprised you didn't get that
Fashnat.
one already. That was one of the first ones I got.
I don't have it. It's the only one I own is the one I bought.
Oh, okay. Now I get. I was like trying to figure out what Random Wasteland was talking. Or Rando Wasteland.
Yeah, Women of the
Wasteland.
Yeah, you'll see that on people's
on the camps. Yeah,
WOTW.
Yes, we put letters up on the walls of our camp because then that's how we find each other, and then
it's girl power.
And then and then we go to our little group, which is, they're very selective about who can be in the group. Obviously, you have to be a woman or identifying as a woman. And then you can go in there and, we'll take pictures. And we'll be like, oh my gosh, I was at your camp. It looks so great. And,
I identify as a super
crazy
mutant.
Things like that. We have our own chat. I mean, we're just cool like that.
I have actually played a super mutant now.
I identify as a super mutant.
You might be able to one day.
It would be great.
Cool right now, we might be able to. They might let it where we can be a super mutant next. You never know. I'd say it's in the realm of possibility.
Then I get to eat and smash stupid humans.
And then I think they'll have to send everybody out to West Tech and be like, go take a swim in the tank so you can become a super mutant.
I want to be a Mothman cultist.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I think we should be able to do that. Well, I mean, you can kind of, but I think you should be able to do it where they don't kill you as soon as you walk into the church or you walk
Welcome, brother. Have a seat.
Yeah. I don't remember who was the one who played Clarence. It was somebody big. I'm trying to look that up. However brief it may be.
Yeah, I love the purple color. So there's new sky stuff out.
What do you mean new
some
sky?
Radiated thingy, the weather machines. There's a new one out this week. The radiated weather. I haven't seen it used
like a new
yet.
mod?
I'm assuming it just gives you that weird greeny glow. I don't know.
Is it a mod or is it a thing in the game?
No, it's in the game. They gave you, so a while back they put out these weather modules and you can hook them up in your camp. I have the one in my Christmas camp. It snows.
Okay. Yeah,
it's so cool. It snows. And since I had a glass skylight in the cabin, it snowed in the cabin. So I don't know if I fixed that or if I just
I remember somebody had, so there was a camp that was, where the tramway is and it's all broken.
Yeah.
And I remember you had to climb and jump across, and you could get in this guy's camp, and inside the camp they had a weather thing going on inside of it, and there was mannequins and all kinds of, it was a trippy place to go, and very difficult to get to.
The one that you can use is perfect weather, and you can use that for the area of your camp will always be bright and sunny. There's thunderstorm. I had that at one camp for a while because I thought it was pretty cool, but then I got tired. It's a thunderstorm. It's like a big storm.
That one is so loud.
It is. That's why I got tired of it, because it was so dang loud. I was like, ugh, I mean, there's nothing I love more than a dark and rainy night, but this is a bit much. So
yeah,
the one that I'm using, the ones that I usually use. So I have the snow one at the Christmas camp. I had the there's one that's the fog from Atlantic City. I have that at my Halloween camp. And I have the autumn weather, which has little autumn leaves falling.
I have that one. That one's nice.
Randomly, I have that at one of Moira's camps because it just gives you the lighting is beautiful. And then you just have these little leaves just randomly fall. And they also have the one that I hate is it's like the weather from the Shenandoah Valley, the new.
Oh yeah,
because it's so dark. Like you'll be at somebody's camp, and I got to turn my Pip-Boy light on because I can't see anything.
I have
trying to find something.
I did this this graveyard camp last October for like a camp contest that I took part in, and I used the Atlantic City fog weather machine, and that one was perfect for like
I thought it was
spooky
because very good for like moody, spooky. I thought that was really good for my Halloween camp, so that's what I used there. I don't always use them, but I try to leave space for them in a new camp. Now my old camps I don't really have room for them, and I'm like the camp. I revisited my penthouse suite with Colleen, and I've been playing out of that camp this week, and like I do not have the budget for anything in that camp. Nothing.
No.
That's why I can't build like the turbo first. So I'm like, what am I going to get rid of? Like I got rid of I had Daguerre there and I got rid of her so I could plant the pots of flowers. I was like, you got to go. Sorry. and then it like popped up and said, oh, you failed your companion quest. And I was like, I thought I finished that, which I did. But apparently, you know, their little fetch quest that they give you after their storyline. I guess that was what I didn't do. So
now you got to do it over again.
She gives you the same dang quest every time you talk to her, so it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, if I ever bring her back, just do it again. I just wanted to like finish her storyline and get Max whatever, you know. I did that. And now Colleen's done the ghoul thing. It's such a pain for me though because I have to go into. I got to spam for first person to third person, and then pull my weapon. You know, draw my weapon, not draw my weapon, and then sometimes I have to walk backwards, but it seems to be working for me to actually be able to.
Oh, you still got that bug where you can't get into places? Ugh.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh man,
that's why I do all that nonsense.
Have you tried to uninstall and reinstall or anything?
I think I've done everything but that, but I don't know how that's going to help. So.
That's crazy. I can't believe that's still going on.
Hey, at least I'm not doing the power armor jankiness that I was doing before. Where it was get in the power armor, get out of the power armor, get in the power armor.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah,
that was
the
too
power,
much.
You always get stuck getting in and out of power armor.
Yeah, because there's some places where like you can't exit here, like on stairs. Because I tried that to go upstairs to talk to the guy for the so I could finish this stupid Rose Room quest.
Hi, Ma Tater.
They're like, you have to go talk to the guy, and I was like,
hey,
I
Ma.
can't. He's upstairs, and I can't walk. So it was like crazy. Yes, I got rid of Sophia. Sorry.
Yeah, we all love Sophia.
That's Sophia. Hey, Ma. I hope you are well.
She's got.
We were just talking about
what are those, alligators or sharks or?
That's the little dancing alligator.
Okay.
The little dino.
We were talking about the new Vegas days in November, and that Connor's going to be going, and he'll be 21, and he's excited.
He's gonna.
How are you liking the? We were talking about the big bloom. How's that treating you, Ma?
Yeah, how are you doing with that? Or
For those that are not on the podcast, we'll be relaying. She says it's doing great. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, there's still some like I need to get this suit, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Do you have any characters that are actually ghouls, Dawn?
No, like I said, I did the quest line, and I thought, well, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I could just do this, go through with it, because I know I can take her back to regular for free, you know, the one time. I was like, I could do this, and I'll just change her back for free. But then I was like, oh, do I have to go through the character creator and change the way she looks? And then like after I change her back, does she go back to the way I have her now, or do I have to like start from scratch again? And since I don't know the answer to those questions, I was like, I'll wait.
In other words, she overthought it.
I always overthink. I am like the queen of overthinking. But there's but because I don't want to be like, oh crap, I wish I hadn't done this, you know? Because I think, although I put a lot of work into all my characters, but Mags might be the one that would be the easiest to put back because I think that because I wanted her to look younger, I think she's a little more. I don't think I messed with her as much with her face. I think I gave her like freckles, but I didn't like do a bunch of like Colleen's got a big old scar on her face that, you know, I can't remember if I've explained in my blog
That's
yet.
the weird thing. Like scars don't transfer over. Because my character Matt has a scar like right here along his nose.
Uh-huh.
Or he did before he became a ghoul, and that option
Magically healed.
isn't there. Yeah.
So he ends up
let's
with
see it.
ghoulification, where his actually decaying and falling apart, but his scars disappear.
Yeah, his
his
cheekbone is exposed.
That is the truth because, you know, and they even talk about that like when they're, I don't know, something because, I think you can ask her, is this permanent? And, you know, because when you're considering it, you ask her, is this permanent? And she's like, oh, no, just glue that skin right back on you. And I was like, okay, just a question, lady.
Yeah, I love Parthenia. She's great.
So that was interesting.
And let's just say I've got more characters that are ghouls than aren't these days.
So I was going to create the new character for the ghoul, but I don't know if I can use because I tried twice to make new characters and I got stuck because I got the inside bug and I can't move in the vault. Now, I can probably spam the first and third person thing, but you have no weapon to draw. So I don't know if that'll work. And then there's no power armor to do the power armor walkie thing. So I'm just like,
how do you end up with so many problems? Like
it's just one really big problem.
Yeah, but
that's all it is. It's just one problem, but it affects everything.
I know. I haven't heard of anybody else.
But the problem is, like, I find ways I can deal with it, but I can't deal with it when you're a newbie in the vault and you have nothing.
Yeah,
I don't think I can. So I guess I'm not creating any new characters unless they make that an option for an outdoor space.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And when we come back, we're going to take a look at the new, well, not new, but season 2 of the Fallout TV show. We're going to kind of talk about that. Yeah, speculate. We're going to spin the words. Yeah, and stuff. Anyway, yeah, we'll be back, as they say, after these messages. We'll be right back. Gleam.
Recording stopped.
Eat my cake.
Okay.
Mav, are you alive there, dude?
I think he was just being quiet. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he is?
No.
He was there.
I'm not alive. I'm never alive here.
Last time I saw it, he was muted.
Yeah, because my headset didn't charge, so I was charging my headset.
My phone is listening to me and trying to type everything in chat that I'm saying.
So I was just sitting here waiting for my headset to charge.
Bro.
Yeah, well.
It's like, I don't think I'd heard you actually say anything.
No, I asked him a couple times about, like, you know, have you messed with the bloom thing or whatever? And he was just like, crickets. I was like, okay.
I don't think either one of you played this game in ages.
I popped in there a couple times and ran around.
That's why I was glad
much.
Suliar came on because I was like, oh, yay. He actually played the game.
Just happened to take the day off today. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's
awesome.
I saw that you were coming on. I was like, oh, well, today was officially the last day of school for my kids. So
yeah, our kids still have a couple of weeks. I think
you
seniors
guys have a smart
are done.
Schedule. You guys,
but yeah, I officially start my summer hours in June.
Yeah. My girlfriend, this is her last week teaching in Georgia. We go until June. Aiden graduates on the 6th. I mean, it's only a couple weeks, but still.
Yeah, my kids will be going to camp, like, I think...
Probably another week or two, right?
Yeah, they go from, like, the 12th to the 16th or something like that. It's like 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah, they're going to be going to camp.
Usually, I think they spin up in, like, 2 or 3 weeks.
No, I'm under a tornado watch right now.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's fun.
Are you parked under a freeway?
We had 3 tornadoes touch down in Raleigh the other night. Just little baby ones, but still.
No, I'm at a DC.
Crazy for this area.
Center.
No, you should be fine in the DC. You got nothing but solid mass everywhere.
You're in DC?
No, the DC distribution center.
Distribution center.
Oh, God, yeah, you're fine.
I'm at one of our grocery
big old concrete building.
centers.
Say hi to Wes Johnson.
I mean, the roof might come off.
Oh, is he in Washington, D.C. right now?
I was in Iowa last week.
No, you should have stopped by.
Yeah, you're in his
I used to live in
there.
Dubuque.
I was
you?
in
wow.
I was in Davenport.
Oh, did you? Yeah, that's about 2 hours east of us. So,
Where?
And
what
I was
town?
in.
did you say hi to Seth Rollins?
No, I wish.
Burn it down. I don't even think he lives there.
No,
He's got a
he,
can't
school
imagine
there,
why he
doesn't
he's
he?
got a school there.
Yeah,
he's got
but
a
that
school
doesn't
there.
mean he's doing anything there.
Yeah, he's
Just good.
got a wrestling
I got
school
way
there.
too big of a piece of cake. Nope, that doesn't mean I'm going to give it.
Yeah, I didn't know if him and Becky Lynch are actually living out there or not.
I think they are.
They probably got houses everywhere, to be honest with
I
you.
don't know what we talking about.
Yeah, wrestling.
You know,
wrestling stuff.
I figured as much.
The three of us are in a room together. There's going to be a wrestling reference somewhere.
Yeah, it's like
Yes,
we all just get off of
somewhere.
here, and then y'all can just do your 3 count whatever thing.
When
haven't
was
done
the
that
last
in a long
episode of
time,
that?
so.
Yeah.
We haven't done one. Of
Yeah,
those
I mean,
in
Cena's a
ages.
heel now, so
Yeah, there ain't
I
nothing
think
stopping
I
y'all
think
from
it's-
recording over there. You can always just send me the videos and I'll do them up, you know.
I keep forgetting to when I'm at home because I watch Raw and Netflix.
Well, I still
Yeah.
watch. Obviously, I still watch wrestling. It's just I don't have time to like sit down for another 1 hour podcast. You know, at least
Except
not.
ours turns into 3 hours.
Well,
just
that's
sitting
the
there.
thing is that when we start talking wrestling, we just get lost.
why
And-
is it though? Like
Yeah, it
the
turns into-
US is the only place where SmackDown isn't also on Netflix.
Yeah, everywhere else it's on Netflix.
Yeah, and it's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Get a
I wouldn't even
VPN.
care if it was a day after. You know, like it
Get a
didn't
Right.
do it.
VPN, tell it you're in UK, and then watch their.
It used to be on Hulu before all this shit went
Yeah,
down,
we used to be able to watch all of them
Yeah.
a day after.
You have Apple TV because sometimes they have a lot of sports.
No.
Yeah. No, they just wanted
Oh,
to
y'all
make it.
Android people.
They wanted to make it more difficult.
Yeah.
They-
Well, and it's like before the Peacock thing, like everybody, or with the Peacock thing, everybody else outside the U.S. could still watch it on the WWE
well,
app.
and they're still talking about it like the Peacock app is something where you viably could go watch the shows, which you can't.
Mm-hmm.
It'll show you what
No.
happened 3 months ago. You know?
Yeah,
I thought you could
Right.
watch live TV on Peacock.
you
It-
can
by premium,
The
yeah.
pay-per-views are on there.
I just never choose
but-
to.
The premium live events are on Peacock.
Right, they're
Yeah.
not pay-per-views anymore.
No. Backlash was okay. It wasn't the best.
Yeah.
It was okay. I watched it. It was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Orton Cena match was good until the very end, but
I've seen better. I guess
But,
that's just me. That's just me looking back on their whole thing as a whole throughout the years. They've had
Mhm.
better matches.
All
I
right,
remember the
we're
match where Orton
probably
slapped the
about
ref.
to bore the hell out of everybody that's listening to us in this live stream because they are going wrestling. What the
Yeah,
hell?
sorry, Ma.
I mean, you don't know.
What the
I'm
hell
pretty
y'all
sure Ma's
talking
not a
about?
wrestling fan, but you don't know who Brando is.
It's been a while since I've been on, so
All right, so here we go.
It has.
Recording in
Soon
progress.
though, right?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our little commercial moment there. We're going to start talking about not wrestling. We're going to start talking about the season 2.
Yeah,
of
And
the
for
Fall
those of
this
you
is-
listening to the recorded version, you have no idea what that
Yeah.
meant. Like, what is that about?
Everybody is in the live streams going, we don't even watch wrestling. Why are they talking about
Like,
this?
we're over it. Stop.
Anyway, so
Stop, please stop.
now we are talking about season 2 of the Fallout TV show. We got some little teasers out there, and apparently it's going to be released in December, correct?
yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
we were
December.
thinking
We
early
just got
next
that.
year.
That it's going to be
and-
coming in December. I'm kind of excited. I mean, granted, it's almost, the year's over, but it's not 2026 like we thought. So that's fun. And we got to see signs that, yes, we are absolutely going to be in Vegas, which we already kind of figured that out. But now, after seeing all the set leaks of the Lucky 38, Gamora, what else did we see? I can't remember now.
We saw the skyline.
Yeah, the skyline.
Well, yeah, they
looks
showed
beautiful.
this. Yeah, I've got a picture of the skyline, and it's exactly the skyline that you see in the game. And there's a lot of Vegas-y type stuff going on.
mhm.
And from what I understand from the set leaks, we may see old, like before the War Vegas and after the War Vegas.
That's really
they
cool.
have to do that because like they have
Yeah.
to include house in some
I
way.
like the flashbacks. I like the flashbacks
Yeah.
because I like seeing like how we, from their perspective or what was going on then, how we got to where we were, especially when they dropped that bomb that, Vault-Tec was going to, drop the nukes themselves, which was a big old shocker. Not
House
really
was one of our
shocker,
trivia
but
questions when we had our faction wars that we have out in Good Springs.
Yeah.
We're starting to do that every, is that like 6 weeks or so? They're doing that. Just
Yeah.
had the second one. And that was one of our trivia questions because we play games and stuff. Like
oh yeah,
yeah, they'll have they'll have like pictures on the, what's that game called? Cornhole, with the little toss of
Cornhole.
bags. And they'll have
Yeah.
like Benny.
Cornhole. Now you're in
okay,
the
you can go back
Midwest.
to being quiet.
They got a picture of like Benny with his head and his mouth open. And you can throw it in, you get points. And then like Old
Oh,
Man
God.
Liver's pictures there, you can get like 15 points. And then there's like, so there's a lock picking competition that they have. You can like pick locks, and then you can get like what did we get? Nuka Victory, Jolt sodas,
yeah?
and stuff like that.
Do you have do you have the new ones yet? Has anybody tried the new one yet?
I don't know.
No.
I
It came
want
out
to.
with a quantum. I think it's like
Yes,
Yeah.
my
I want to
kids.
say it's the same one they had before.
My kids have them because I'm pretty good at picking locks, but I do okay. There was this one dude.
I don't
man,
know where you would have got that experience.
He picked like 4 to 8 different locks, man. Well, my buddy's a locksmith.
Yeah, he's also a raider. Yeah, so.
Yes.
Yeah, but so yeah, there's like a lock picking competition, and then there's the cornhole game, and they do a trivia thing. Well, during the trivia thing, they were incorporating the television series into the questions, and one of the questions was about they didn't actually per se say the TV show at the time. They were mentioning House, and they said, where else will you find a moment where House is shown up besides in New Vegas? And so they Fallout
Vault-Tec
TV
corporate
show.
meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when it was in there for the meeting, so that was one of the questions, and that's kind of cool how they're incorporating everything into the New Vegas event, all the different genres, and 76 is represented, all the different games. So it's not just a New Vegas event; it's a Fallout.
I would
event.
rock at that game.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, there's some really incredibly knowledgeable people. There was one individual.
Yeah?
I think
I'd
his
love
name
to
was
No,
take
there are
them
some
on.
people who know literally everything about. Like, if you're ever like talking to somebody in a chat or on in the Facebook group or something, and people are like, "Wasn't it like this?" And there's like 13 people who are like, "No, because in 17, this happened, and then this happened, and then Vault-Tec did this," and then I'm just like, oh, I remember half of that.
I think Warpath and I could give him a run.
Yeah,
for their money.
Warpath definitely, and
Yeah.
you, Solior, could definitely keep them on their toes. But like I said, these guys are on it, like questions. I'm like,
that's what we should do. Like the three of us all get out there and pick up a couple other smart people, and we'll do the Family Feud.
yeah, because I sure
was
as hell
standing
am
on the
not the guy to
sidelines.
do
Who
it.
was I with? I think I was with Shia, and we were standing on the. I think no, because I can't remember now who I was with. But like every question they asked, I was like this, and then these people they would go through like 3 or 4 people trying to get the answer right, and I was like.
And that's when we had 5,000 people there.
Well, there were a lot of people there, but yeah, but I couldn't. I think we ended up leaving before because like Brian assigned me a time, and then I think we ended up leaving before that came up the first night. And then we didn't get that's what it was. He signed me up for like 9 in the morning, and we didn't get there in time.
Oh,
I was like,
God.
9 in the morning. Okay, I don't know if I'll be here, and we didn't get there in time. So yeah,
Yeah, we
That
kind of
was why I
start
didn't do it.
early. Yeah, we have a tendency to really get there early.
hopefully we'll be closer
Yep.
this year. But back to the season 2.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of stills dropped with Cooper Howard, and there's a video of Cooper Howard doing product placements for, I guess, Vault-Tec.
Yeah.
One of them.
it's like
What is this? It looks
he's
like some kind of a
clearly-
liquor, atomic something. And then he tastes like Vault-Tec. But it looks like Amy Acker is his assistant or a production person or something from the photos. She's going to be on there this season, and I haven't seen any photos of who was it. They were talking about Macaulay Culkin being on there. Haven't
That's
seen
what I
that.
heard.
They were talking about Jack
Yeah.
Black being on there. Haven't seen that either. I don't know if he is.
Wait, was Jack Black confirmed?
I don't know if he was confirmed. I think Macaulay Culkin
I saw a lot of
confirmed.
talking
Macaulay
about
Culkin
it,
was,
but Macaulay
yeah.
Culkin was confirmed, and I thought somebody else was too. I'm trying to remember now.
Well,
I didn't hear anything about Amy Acker until we see her show up in pictures.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't
hear anything about that.
Jack.
Because I mean, she's, if y'all don't know her, she was on Angel and Buffy,
Yeah.
and that's where I know her from. I'm sure she's done other things, but that's where I know her from. Oh yeah. One of the spots that he does is, and it's like, it was part of the whole Christmas announcement. I think he was like talking about what the holidays are for family. So come on out to the Lucky 38 Casino and Resort. And it was like the rooms could be locked so you could leave your kids in there and go gamble. It was like, okay.
Yeah, he said something about like painting the town red or something like that.
Yeah, painting the town red.
I just did a little research. It shows that Jack Black is not known for being part of the Amazon Prime series Fallout. The show features a strong cast including Ella Vora and Macaulay Culkin, according to a Reddit thread. While the show has received positive reception, there is no reports of Jack Black being involved in the series.
So obviously I'm not the only one who heard that rumor.
No, I did hear that. I just didn't know if that was actually.
I'm kind of glad he's not. You know, because
yeah.
I don't think I don't think he would bring it anything.
I could see him being maybe part of the vault, but or a vault, but I don't really
I don't see him
being,
as a front runner in the show where he's going to kind of be.
No,
I know
he's
he's
not
a
going to be.
fan.
He doesn't give main character energy.
Like I know he's a big fan of Fallout because he actually mentions Fallout in one of the Tenacious D songs.
Right, but I mean, the thing is Jack Black will be too over the top with whatever it is.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think he's just too much for this.
Can you imagine him being like
this is more subtle
another
humor.
overseer, like
or
overseer
the courier,
Benjamin?
You know?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Jack Black is Caesar.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would kind of.
That would be weird.
Well,
I think that would ruin the show.
He's wearing a mask. He could voice Caesar, but kind of like what they did with Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'm trying to think of who he could
just hear
be.
me out here. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I just see him being maybe one of those like wacky overseers, like Overseer Benjamin.
He's got to be. Yeah. He would have to be like some goofy, half crazy vault person.
Yeah.
I mean, he does play Steve.
I still haven't seen that.
Steve.
Yeah.
I've heard it's good though. I haven't seen it.
I
yet.
haven't seen it myself either.
I love
Jack
the
Black
movie.
as Caesar would be a little strange.
Chicken Jockey.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with that there, Mav.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, played enough Minecraft over the years, so.
I have watched the
Not
movie.
me.
Okay, am I the only one here that's seen the Minecraft? movie?
You are the only one that's seen it
Yes.
because I heard that the movie sucked.
Yeah.
I heard it was okay.
It was great. It was a great movie.
Well, we decided.
Some people
because
take themselves a little too seriously, so that's
my
why-
youngest wanted to
yeah.
go see it, and we heard it was really bad. So we were like, just wait till it comes out on Netflix. It'll probably be out in like 6 months.
It's on digital now, but I don't think it's on a streaming service. So
That's
It
surprising.
was great. It was.
but anyway,
great, I watched
yeah.
it in IMAX.
There's the video that's out now, and Cooper is promoting a lot of known products like Nuka Cola, and
Yeah, he tastes
the funny
Coca-Cola.
thing-
Apparently, doesn't love it.
they're wanting him to advertise sunscreen. He's like, these people are like deep underground. Why would they?
What do you need that for?
Sunscreen, really? And they're like, just be creative. So he's like, yeah, even though you're hundreds of feet underground, you are not protected from the sun's UV rays. And then he's like, this doesn't actually work, right? It's just lotion. Okay, we are going to ban that bot. Anyway.
Got it.
But yeah, it was really funny. Just seeing all the products that he's like, are we done yet? Like, no, we still got more products. Okay. So it was a short little video, but it was fun. And yeah, we're getting it in December. We all kind of thought it was going to be next year, but
Well, that's
I
kinda what-
really
and the
hope
thing
that they
excited
spread them
me-
out this time.
What I'm really, what I'm really excited about is that they've already like signed up for season 3. Somebody the other day was like,
Yes.
I hope it goes
Yes.
to 5 or 6 seasons, and I'm like, holy crap, are they going to walk across the country and then,
You could get
go
10 years
visit
out of this
Fallout 3
show.
and Fallout 4? I mean, what's happening here?
Yeah, you could get 10 years out of this show.
Mhm.
People seem to think they can. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Well, because
bet.
there's things where you can actually. All right, so let's say the first 5 seasons or whatever is this particular cast. You
Right.
could recast the entire show, just like
Or
they
just
did,
like have people phase out too.
or
I mean,
phase out. Yeah,
Yeah, kind of like what
you
they
can
do
keep
with
1 or 2 of them,
Game
but
of
like a lot of
Thrones.
shows
but you could
do
tell
that
the story
where,
of Maxon and
like
you
a
know,
whole
you
different
could change.
group of people.
Yeah,
yes, but like not all at once. Like you don't want to, but like it'll be like Lucy and the Ghoul and Maxon, and then we see Maxon for a while, and then some other people come in, and maybe Maxon goes to the East Coast, or he's not around anymore, and then we pick up like stories on other people to
Or
kind
it
of replace what we
transfers-
lost with him.
or it transfers to the East Coast where Maxon's at, and it starts a whole new thing going on there. I mean, there's lots of ways of branching out.
Or yeah, not Maxon, Maximus.
And the thing is, like,
I
do we
know
want
what you
this to
meant.
turn into The Walking Dead, where it's got like 5 different spin-offs?
I don't know about
mean, I'd be
spin-offs.
down
I mean,
for
you
it,
could
but-
because you
We
could,
could go Game of Thrones on this.
you
Just
you
telling
could
everybody.
do like here in Chicago, you've got this going on, or
Fear of Fallout.
whatever,
Fear the Fallout.
But
fear the fallout. Yeah,
Like Fear the
So-
that would be a
So-
good pre-war show.
who would be the first person to run into a Cazador?
It's got to be Lucy and the Ghoul
I would think so, yeah.
Either that-
because they have to cross the wasteland to get to New Vegas from where you see
mean,
them,
We could hope that Hank
and they don't
runs
have
into
great
one.
protection. I mean, Hank's got power armor, so
Oh, he doesn't have the
From
helmet.
what we
but
know,
he's
he's
got everything
already
else.
in New Vegas, though.
that's just because we have to see his
New Vegas.
face. I don't know how he lost his helmet, but
yeah, Maximus just didn't have a helmet on that one. It's so weird. Like I said something about this on the Fallout feed once. Like, why is it that so many people in power armor don't wear the helmets? Like Night Shin didn't wear the helmet. Dance, you never see him in a helmet. Like none of these people are protecting their head, which is like the most important thing.
Because they're
Oh.
not in combat at the time in most cases,
right.
and
Yeah.
it takes
Like, I
away
wouldn't wear
from
the helmet if I didn't have to.
it takes away from the whole character.
I mean,
I guess,
you got to remember,
but-
like Maximus always had to wear it before, like
facial
always, when he
features
was-
and things like that are
pretending to be
big for
somebody else.
character development when you're doing some sort of storyline. So having their helmets off, you can read more and get more emotionally invested in somebody's face you can see as a.
Yeah.
Think of it in so wrestling terms. Rey
Yeah, so like
Mysterio
Eric
is like an
Bischoff's
anomaly.
deal with the masks.
You know what I mean? Rey Mysterio and Penta are like an anomaly, how they're able to get emotional responses from the crowd based on the movements they make more than their facial expressions.
Kind of like Kane.
Well,
Kane
Yeah,
that
Kane's
totally makes
sick.
sense though, because if
Yeah.
you think about it, you see that de-evolution of Hank or whatever. Because before we always saw him as the happy, smiley, vault overseer, Lucy's dad. You think he's great, you think he's so friendly, and then you see him at the end and you have to see his face to see that there is something deeply disturbing about this man. You have to see
Freaking
that on
twisted.
his face.
You see the twistedness,
Yeah.
which
And
can
know
only be
that-
done by the freaking guy from Twin Peaks.
I know, and that's why I said, like,
Alright,
I was
yeah.
like, how can he be an overseer? How can he be like Lucy's dad? He has to be like a bad guy, kind of. He's got to have something with more teeth, and he does. But like in the beginning, we were just like, what the heck? And we realized that was not his real persona. That was his put on persona. This is him in actuality. This is what he's always been like. I mean,
Which
he
is
decided he didn't
totally
like the
nuts.
fact that his wife left him to go live above the surface because that wasn't his plan. That wasn't Vault-Tec's plan. So he took care of that problem.
He dropped a nuke on everybody.
Yeah.
Well, just how he turns on his own kid. That was the
Yeah.
crazy
Mhm,
part.
that too.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Because,
it was all
Screaming
about
at her
her.
from his cage because she wouldn't help him.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's
Just,
his
uh,
real stuff. But you have
just
to
how
see.
quick he flipped.
So, what do you guys think is happening? So, when we see the clip, we get to see them looking at New Vegas. At least it appears to be New Vegas, right?
Well,
So
he's
if
doing
it's-
advertisements for the Lucky 38, so
Yeah.
for Mr. House, right?
Yeah. So if
We have
he's
to
making
wonder,
his way
like-
there, I mean, is he going there to find Walter and Bunny, or
Of course he is. Absolutely looking for Walter and Bunny. I don't. I mean, I think that maybe it's like he has to do advertising for because he's Vault-Tec spokesperson now. So maybe he has to do advertising spots for like Vault-Tec's partners. So the Lucky 38, Mr. House, probably Repcon, um, whoever else.
Yeah, we have to wonder why
Not Rep. Yeah, I mean,
Hank chose New Vegas to
Nuka
go
Cola,
to.
but I don't remember seeing the Nuka Cola person there. But they're on the East Coast, but they still might be in bed with Vault-Tec.
have you guys seen the picture of Lucy and the ghoul like chilling on a couch with the dude in the power armor standing behind it?
Yeah.
That was the release for that was when they announced season 2.
Yeah, I love that.
Because he's laying against her with his hat tip, but he's doing this with S2.
Yeah.
He's doing that against his hat. And that was how they announced that there was season 2 picked up.
Yeah, I like that picture. It's cool.
Yeah, I love that one.
But
Gives
yeah,
it-
Hank did choose to flee to New Vegas for a reason. So I guess we'll find out what that is.
I mean, there has to be some kind of incorporation into this is where I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like this is where the Vault-Tec good vault is, maybe around there.
21? Oh,
Not
that
21, but you know how like his wife was always talking about how she wanted to be in the good
one.
vault.
Oh, yeah.
And we know
yeah.
she's not in 31 because they were all cryogenic. Those were all like middle management. Those weren't upper management.
Watch
She's
her end up
upper
in the White
management.
Glove Society.
Oh my god. That would be wild.
When that
But I
Redbox
think that
was-
like the good vault is going to be somewhere around Vegas. And maybe it's because they knew, although I didn't think he advertised that Mr. House was going to protect Vegas. So I don't remember him sharing that, but maybe he did. Maybe he shared it with Vault-Tec that he wasn't too concerned about whatever their plans were because he already had his own plan to save Vegas. So maybe they thought, well, we'll put our good belt there or something. I don't know.
I don't know either.
And then
But I think there's going to be a continuation of that storyline. Like they're following Hank because they know that Hank knows something, and he's looking for his family, and he knows that Hank knows what the plan was. So he's going to try and see, where Hank is running for. Probably he's heading for somebody who's higher up the food chain than he is, and so they're after him to find that. Lucy, obviously, because she wants to see her father brought to justice or whatever. But, the ghoul is going for his family. He wants to know where his wife and kid are. What happened to
right.
him.
Yeah, and
I mean,
hopefully, we'll find out whether
At this
or not
point,
they're
they
even still
would have
around.
to be either cryogenically frozen or ghoulified.
So
for
who do you
them
think
to live this
stories
long.
like the bigger, higher arcing story here? You think it's going to end up being the Walter Goggins character, or do you think Lucy's
Johnny
character?
Pemberton.
I think they'll spend a lot of
Titus.
time on him,
Yeah.
but I think they'll also spend time on Hank and Lucy. Because it's,
Yeah.
For her, it's this coming of age, finding out that your father destroyed a whole society, killed your mother, lied to you for your entire life about what was happening, how that all came about, and who he was. Finding out that he's been around since the beginning, before the war.
I just wonder if
That's
there's
a lot to take in.
like a hidden hero in the. You know how some stories they'll start off with
I just don't know where
here's the-
Maximus fits in.
Well, and that's just it. It's like
He's a knight now, so
Yeah, so they're probably going to figure out what the heck the Brotherhood is up to because they have the relic now. They have the power. So I guess we're just going to see what they're going to do with it. And then whatever his struggle is, because he probably still wants to be with Lucy, but he wants to be a knight. It's what he's wanted his entire life.
well, it's
And now he is a knight. So
he's tired of being a sissy,
Yeah.
getting punked
I mean,
all the time.
but now he's a knight. Now he's like, top dog. So it's like, is he gonna be like, that's cool, I'll stick with this, or is he gonna be drawn to find Lucy because, the thought of living in a vault with her was very appealing to him at one point.
Well, yeah, because his big thing is he didn't have to worry about food. He didn't have
Right.
to worry about
Home, safety.
Yeah, he wanted to be safe, You know, and that's why he joined the Brotherhood of Steel, is because he
they were
had no normalcy. He was just a little kid getting beat up all the time, and
they rescued him. He got beat up probably more in the Brotherhood, but
but his whole life was
rite
nothing
of passage.
His whole life was nothing but him being a whooped on dog, you know. And
well, he probably had a decent life up to the point of where Hank nuked the town. I'm thinking he probably had a pretty decent, you know, because he had a family and he was just a little kid and he probably went to regular school with, you know, and had like, you know, regular friends and all that until, you know, this happened and he happened to survive in a refrigerator. What made him crawl into a refrigerator? Like they didn't have
we
warning.
never did get an answer for that. That's true.
No, we just see him get out of the refrigerator and find a knight.
I would say it was instinct. He just jumped in the damn thing. He was like, oh no, everything's going down. Probably somebody told him, you can get protected if you go inside of this refrigerator. You know, the stuff won't get you or whatever. I don't know.
I would still. So Rando Wasteland said he hopes that Cooper Howard's wife and daughter are ghouls. I feel like they're probably not going to be ghouls. I feel like they're going to be, and that might be something that he's going to resent.
I think they're
because they're probably going to be cryogenically frozen. They're going to be the exact same age as they always were. Like maybe the daughter grew up, but probably not. And he's going to be probably a little resentful because look at her and her perfect skin and her perfect body, and look at him. You know, he's a ghoul, and he's endured, you know, 200 plus years of all this bullshit.
Well, she'll probably end up being a bad guy character in the whole thing.
She already is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she already
we've already seen that.
I mean, she's
we've already seen that.
Obviously, you know, not a good person.
She's the mouthpiece for whoever the guy, the shady guy at the top of up in the office was.
Right, but
she's probably the head of Vault Tech, so she's definitely very close to number two.
as a new character, she'll end up being like somebody of power and like just kill him. I know.
You're right. She probably will. We already know they're divorced. I'm sure there's animosity.
Yeah.
She's making him pay alimony, even though she probably makes a pretty decent salary. But you know, he was an actor, even though he's not getting any more parts because everybody kind of shunned him after Vault Tech, which he didn't even want. He took it because of her. So she ruined his career, and then, you know, insult to injury, she wants alimony after they get divorced. And I want to see how that happens. I want to see how they get divorced. Like, all we know is that he heard her say, we're going to drop the bombs ourselves. That's all that's all we know is that he heard that. I want to see, like, what's next. Like, what does he do with that?
What's the backstory?
Does he confront her? You know, or does he just pack and go? Or does he try and live with it? I mean, like, what happens?
Yeah, no telling.
I can't.
What would you do? What would you do if you heard your spouse talking about doing something so evil? What would you do?
Expose them. I would.
I mean, like, would you just be like burst in there and be like, "What are you doing?"
No.
Or like wait till she got home and be like,
"No, he wouldn't." Yeah, he'd wait.
I would plot, plan, and expose to the public in a way that is undeniable. That's my.
But that would be really hard for him to do, though. I mean, they're just gonna make it out like he's crazy.
That's why you don't
because
say
he wouldn't have
anything
proof. All he was like, "I heard her say it." Well, that's a he said, she said thing.
Yeah, unless you got any kind of actual evidence or whatever, you got to have that evidence, which he had, was recording.
The Pit Boy could have recorded it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have one.
Anyway, folks, that's enough of our speculation for this moment. So if you guys have any kind of things that you would like to add to this, please send us messages on Fallout RTB or send us an email at falloutrtb@gmail.com. That way we can get some additional, speculative questions, because this is a subject that will probably be bouncing around for quite a while. We got a few months to go before the show actually starts. We got plenty of chances. So if anybody's got any insights or any questions they would like to pose to the group, send us a message and we'll vet you and see if you're not a crazy person. We might bring you on.
Of what, where we're going.
What's going on with Titus?
Yeah, there's a lot out there. So that's going to do it for us tonight.
Titus died.
Or not Titus.
I know.
The guy who took the serum.
Maximus.
No, that was Titus, wasn't it?
No, Titus was the knight. Knight Titus.
The guy with the smashed foot. What was his name?
Oh, you're talking about
the guy who took the ghoulie.
Oh, is it
drink.
Titus? No, it's not Titus.
Thaddeus or
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus. Yeah.
Thaddeus.
Sorry, I knew it started with a T.
Yes.
Sorry.
I
I'm
still
sure
think
we'll
he's going to be
find
a
out.
super mutant. Everybody thinks he's going to be a ghoul. We're going to find out who's right, I bet.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we saw him making molds briefly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even though somebody said,
He
oh,
took
it's a
that
different
down.
movie. We also saw Walton Goggins mold on the wall. So sure, different movie. Same SFX house? I don't
Something
know.
else we can speculate on.
Yep.
Right.
Well, we'll be back next week.
And don't forget that we will be covering this episode by episode again. Hopefully,
Yes.
they will not drop the entire season in one day.
I
Hopefully
don't like
they'll
that.
spread it out.
I would like it better if we got an episode a week or something.
Because it'll also give us more time to cut. Because I mean, before it was like by the time we got to do our episodes, everybody had already seen it like 5 times. So
Yeah.
hopefully this time we can do it and everybody can kind of like speculate along with us as what's going to be on the next.
All right, everybody. We're going to catch you next week. Everybody say goodnight. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
morning.
Oh,